Have you ever heard of the Ford Bronco II? This pickup truck became so infamous for its dangers that it caused hundreds of severe accidents and was eventually banned in multiple states across the United States. Today, we're going to dive deep into the shocking story behind this controversial vehicle, a story that many drivers wish they never had to experience. The Ford Bronco II was introduced in the mid-1980s as a compact, versatile SUV pickup designed to appeal to families and off-road enthusiasts alike. At first glance, it seemed like the perfect blend of rugged capability and everyday convenience. But behind its tough exterior hid a serious flaw, one that led to countless crashes and even fatalities. The truck's high center of gravity, an unstable suspension design, made it prone to sudden rollovers, turning what should have been an exciting ride into a nightmare on wheels. In this video, we'll uncover the full history of the Bronco II, from its early success to the wave of accidents that forced authorities to take drastic measures. You'll hear real stories from victims, learn about the technical flaws that plagued the truck, and discover how it eventually became banned in several states. This isn't just a story about a dangerous vehicle. It's a cautionary tale about the importance of safety in automotive design. If you enjoy uncovering shocking truths about cars and want to learn more about vehicles that changed the industry forever, make sure to hit that like button, leave a comment sharing your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. So, what exactly made the Bronco II so dangerous? Stick around, because we're about to find out. The Ford Bronco II was launched in 1984 as Ford's answer to the growing demand for compact SUVs in the United States. At the time, the automotive market was shifting. Buyers wanted vehicles that combined the ruggedness of traditional trucks with the maneuverability and fuel efficiency of smaller cars. Ford aimed to capture this emerging segment with the Bronco II, a smaller sibling to the original full-size Bronco, promising versatility both on and off the road. The Bronco II was built on the Ford Ranger platform, featuring a compact body and a high suspension designed to improve ground clearance for off-road adventures. It came equipped with either a 2.8-liter V6 engine or a 2.3-liter inline-4, delivering modest but reliable power. Its design was attractive to families and outdoor enthusiasts alike, boasting a spacious interior, solid towing capacity, and the rugged look of a true SUV. Early reviews praised its agility, ease of parking, and off-road capabilities, making it a popular choice for those who wanted a vehicle capable of city driving and weekend escapades. However, beneath its appealing exterior lurked a critical design flaw that would soon come to define the Bronco II's troubled legacy. The truck had a notoriously high center of gravity, primarily because of its narrow wheelbase combined with a tall body and suspension setup. This imbalance made the vehicle prone to instability, especially during sharp turns or emergency maneuvers. Drivers frequently reported a tendency for the Bronco II to tip or roll over, sometimes with catastrophic results. Several safety tests conducted during the vehicle's production years revealed these stability issues. Independent reviewers and government safety agencies noted the increased risk of rollover accidents compared to similar vehicles on the market. Despite these warnings, the Bronco II continued to be sold without major redesigns or engineering fixes in its early years, as Ford tried to capitalize on the growing SUV market. The truck's popularity wasn't the only reason it remained on the roads. Ford also believed the rollover risk could be managed through driver education and proper handling. Unfortunately, many drivers were caught off guard by the vehicle's handling quirks, and the resulting accidents began to attract media attention. News outlets published reports of crashes involving the Bronco II, and lawsuits started to pile up against Ford. In fact, The Bronco II became one of the most litigated vehicles in the US during the late 1980s, with thousands of claims citing design defects. One striking example came from an accident in Texas, where a Bronco II abruptly flipped on a highway curve, severely injuring the driver and passengers. The incident was just one among many similar crashes that raised alarms about the vehicle's safety. The high-profile cases eventually pushed federal agencies to investigate the Bronco II more closely, leading to recalls and safety notices. Still, the damage to the truck's reputation was already done. The Bronco II's troubled design also affected Ford internally. Engineers and executives debated how best to fix the problem, but a complete redesign was costly and time-consuming. As a result, Ford decided to phase out the Bronco II by 1990, replacing it with the Ford Explorer, a new SUV designed with improved stability and safety features. The Explorer would go on to become one of the most successful SUVs in history, but it was born out of lessons learned from the Bronco II's failures. Despite its early promise, the Bronco II is remembered today primarily for the risks it posed to drivers and passengers. Its story serves as a stark reminder that innovation in vehicle design must never come at the expense of safety. While the Ford Bronco II initially captured the market's attention, the growing number of accidents involving the vehicle soon turned public opinion against it. The high center of gravity and narrow track width created a perfect storm for rollover accidents, often sudden and severe. Statistics began to reveal a disturbing trend. The Bronco II was involved in significantly more rollover crashes than comparable SUVs and trucks of its time. Between the mid-1980s and early 1990s, thousands of accidents involving the Bronco II were reported nationwide. According to data compiled from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, NHTSA, and independent safety groups, the Bronco II had a rollover rate that was 2 to 3 times higher than similar vehicles, resulting in numerous fatalities and serious injuries. Families were devastated by crashes that seemed to happen with little warning, often when drivers swerved or took turns at normal speeds. One of the most harrowing aspects of the Bronco II's accident history was the number of lawsuits filed against Ford. Thousands of drivers and passengers alleged that the truck's design flaws directly caused their injuries or the deaths of loved ones. Lawsuits detailed scenarios where the Bronco II flipped violently after minor maneuvers, leaving victims with permanent disabilities or worse. In response to the mounting pressure, Ford issued several recalls throughout the Bronco II's production run. These recalls aimed to improve the suspension system and reduce the risk of rollovers by modifying parts such as springs and shock absorbers. However, these changes were often seen as too little, too late. The core design problem, the high center of gravity combined with the narrow wheelbase, remained largely unaddressed. As public concern grew, some states took unprecedented measures to protect their citizens. States like California, New York, and Texas began to restrict the sale and registration of the Bronco II, effectively banning it from being sold new or even operating on public roads in some cases. These bans were controversial but reflected the seriousness of the safety risks associated with the vehicle. The bans didn't stop at legal restrictions. Insurance companies responded by increasing premiums for Bronco II owners or refusing coverage altogether. Dealerships faced declining sales and even recalls that damaged their reputation. Ford's brand image took a significant hit as consumers began to associate the company with unsafe vehicles. The controversy also sparked changes in federal safety regulations. The Bronco II became a case study in how vehicle design impacts road safety, influencing stricter standards for rollover resistance and stability in SUVs and trucks. These new regulations required automakers to implement more rigorous testing and design improvements to prevent similar disasters. Ultimately, the Ford Bronco II's legacy is a complex one. While it helped popularize the compact SUV market and paved the way for successors like the Ford Explorer, it also stands as a cautionary tale about the dangers of prioritizing style and performance over driver safety. The bans and lawsuits serve as reminders that automotive innovation must always be tempered with thorough safety considerations. The story of the Ford Bronco II is a stark reminder of how critical vehicle design is to driver safety. What began as a promising compact SUV quickly turned into one of the most notorious vehicles in American automotive history due to its alarming tendency to roll over. The countless accidents, injuries, and tragic losses forced authorities to ban the Bronco II in multiple states, and it remains a cautionary example to this day. This tale teaches us that innovation and style can never come at the cost of safety. The legacy of the Bronco II shaped not only Ford's future vehicles, but also influenced stricter safety regulations for SUVs across the industry. If you found this story eye-opening, please leave a like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into automotive history and shocking vehicle stories. Have you ever known someone who owned a Bronco II or a similarly controversial vehicle? Let us know down below.